Morning guys, how are we doing? Welcome to the Morning JB Show. I'm your host, James Boardman. That dog is about to get strangled out. But if you are coming through, please do like, comment and share. Today we're going to be talking about nutrition. I'm going to be trying to explain and give you some tips and things to go away with to maybe practice over the next sort of 6 to 8 weeks. Maybe you can start implementing these to improve your nutrition. It is Friday. It's a stunning morning as well, so we're getting ready for the weekend. So listen, nutrition is one of those very difficult areas, grey areas for men. I don't tend to talk a lot about nutrition simply because for many guys that I talk to on here, they struggle even just to get up when the alarm goes, and they've got lots of other things going on, and I am a firm believer that we need to fix the mindset before we can start practicing fitness and nutrition. Okay, it's one small part of the bigger picture. But I'm going to give you some tips on nutrition today. So the first thing that I want to talk about is what is the best practice to follow to try and lose the gut that we have, the unwanted belly fat, you know, the body fat that has built up for us guys through overconsumption of alcohol, food, neglect to ourselves, lack of exercise, and it just kind of pops up. I remember when I was getting to my late 30s, you know, I wasn't as active as I have always been in my life, and then all of a sudden I was looking in the mirror going, got a fucking kangaroo pouch here, what's going on? So I just want to give you some simple tips. I'm not going to overcomplicate this because I think nutrition is made so complicated for people. So the first thing we need to focus on for me and what I express to my clients is a calorie deficit. Now, being on a calorie deficit for a long period of time can be mentally exhausting, all right? It's one of those things that can really take a lot out of us. It's very hard to maintain. Especially if you're going from maybe being through a period where you've neglected yourself over a period of time and then neglected nutrition to then suddenly having to start scanning food, putting food into your MyFitnessPal and you're tracking your calories and you're like, what is fucking going on? They didn't do this back in my day. So it is it's something that's very new for men, especially men who are not very tech. But it is very simple, and it's like anything, right? It's like a habit. The more you do it, the easier it becomes, the more fluent you get at it. So once you start putting these calories in, now what we have to do is figure out what amount of calories we need to consume a day. Now you can do this easily by just going onto Google. You type in TDEE, which is your total daily energy expenditure, into Google, and it will come up at the top with a calculator. And you click the calculator and you put in all of your details. Your height, your weight, your age, and how much exercise you do. Now, how much exercise you do is really important because your calorie target will be determined on how much exercise you do. So if you do 3 to 5 sessions a week, if you say you do 3 to 5 sessions a week and you only do 1 to 2, then the amount of calories you're going to consume are inaccurate, and it could well be that you're going to be eating too many calories. So you need to be honest and up to date with how much you train. What you'll end up getting is a number, and that number will be your maintenance calories, and those calories are what you need to do to maintain the weight and the stage that you're at. You then times that by 7 and you have a weekly target. So now we can aim to meet that weekly target, and that is going to help us, okay, in terms of our planning and structure for the week. But we need to be in a deficit. So what we need to do is figure out whatever that daily target is of yours, and we need to minus 15% off that daily target. And whatever that new number is, once you've minus the 15%, you times that by 7, and that is going to be your calorie deficit target. Now, there are some things to consider. When you start shifting weight, you must then go back into your calculator and adjust the amount of calories that you're going to be on. Because if you're putting in 180 pounds and you've lost 10 pounds over a 3-week period, we then need to adjust that, if that makes sense. We're not always going to be at that weight. So you need to be regular and checking in. And I would say if you check yourself once every month, via just checking your weight, just checking your before and after pictures to see if the body fat's disappearing off your body, your measurements, how the clothes feel. These are great ways to be determined whether your calorie deficit is working for you or whether we need to increase that 15%, maybe a little bit more by a couple more percent. But we can never exactly determine how many calories we need to be on exactly to the pinpoint. So what we have to do is test and adjust, and this is what we do over a period of time. And you're doing that by tracking and checking in once a month. And what I would probably say is, even maybe if you wanted to check your weight every 2 weeks, that way you can adjust what your TDEE is. All right, so far you're with me. We've talked about the calorie deficit, your weekly targets, and checking and making sure that your calories, okay, are going, that your calories are adjusted to your new weight. All right. Now, because calorie deficit can be so mentally exhausting, something that we came up with years ago was the 3-in-1. So you're not consistently putting so much pressure on yourself. What I'd recommend is going into a calorie deficit for 3 weeks. And now you go into those 3 weeks determined, focused, strict and disciplined, and you follow that with your protein levels. Now your protein levels want to be around 1.5 kilograms per kilogram of body weight, okay? And you determine what your daily protein levels are. So you go all in for those 3 weeks, and then what you do is spend 1 week in a maintenance state. So you can relax a little bit more, you can consume a few more calories, you can take a break, slight break from that calorie deficit. You can do that for a week or 2 weeks. And then what you can do is go straight back into that calorie deficit, having checked your new details of your new weight. If you increased your training, and we increased that in our calculator. Remember, you can get your calculator off Google, TDEE calculator. And then we go back in for another 3 weeks. And then we keep going till we find our optimum weight, to when we look at, we're feeling comfortable, where we don't want to lose any more body fat. So we then suddenly go into a maintenance state, and we manage that maintenance state. Now, there are things that you have to do to manage this. Okay, and I'm going to give you an example here. Let's say my daily calorie target is 2,000. That leaves me 14,000 calories to play with over a 7-day period. Now, I'm going to start my tracking on a Friday, because I'm going to consume distracted calories. Now, distracted calories are calories that I tend to consume more when I'm out of routine. And I tend to be out of routine more on a Saturday, on a Sunday, and usually late afternoon on a Friday evening. So I'm more likely to be consuming more calories. I'm not following the same routine of Monday to Friday working. Yeah, I'm out of routine a bit. We could be going out with the family. There could be a barbecue. There could be a wedding. So we're planning ahead. So then what we do here is that I look at Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm going to consume more calories. And then I'm going to see what I've got left for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So let's say I consume 2,500 calories on a Friday. That's 500 over my daily allowance. Then Saturday and Sunday I consume 3,000. That's 1,000 over my daily target, right? So I've consumed loads over the weekend. It's been a blowout. So I'm already 2,500 calories over, okay, leading to my weekly target. But I have 4 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, to recapture that. So what I have to do is go into more of a deficit. So I have to go to 1,375 calories Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday to come in at my weekly target. So what I've done is that I know that I have 7 days of being on 2,000 calories a day. But what I've done is allocated more calories to the weekend, because I know that's when I consume more. Okay, that is just an example. What you can do is go ahead and plan. Sorry, I'm just checking the time. What you can do is go ahead and plan, okay, your weekly targets, okay, so that you know if you've got an event on, if you know you've got a wedding on, or if you know you've got a barbecue on, then you can plan ahead. Okay, I need more calories on Saturday. I need less calories on this day. I'm at home. Whatever it might be, it just allows you to plan ahead and think further afield. All right, guys. So short and sweet this morning, just giving you some basic tips of how you can manage your calories. Some things to think about. Go to Google, type in TDEE calculator. That will allow you to work out your daily calorie target, minus 15%, times it by 7 for your weekly target, and start tracking from Friday to Friday. If there are any questions on this, stick them in the comments below. I'll happily answer them for you. Have an amazing weekend.